Aloha, this is John Analani Remus IV, also known as the Master of the Jungle speaking, and I would like to welcome you to episode 4 of my new series focusing on happiness and wealth. Today, I'll be talking about the philosophy of the spiritual benefactor, an abundance-based legacy, written by my friend and mentor Dylan Bracken, and it's currently featured on my website, masterofthejungle.com. Remember, you need a password to access the PDF. It's Pay It Forward. Pay It Forward, all one word. Let's get started. All right. The spiritual benefactor is dealing with abundance versus scarcity. And the easiest examples I can give you are in business and in work, where you trade time for dollars. Now, what happens is if you do that, then you're caught because you don't have any loop. You don't have an unlimited amount of time. When you trade dollars for time, you look at the percentage of people who are wealthy who do that. They trade dollars for time, for example, by investing and by having real estate properties making money for them. Now, this is the ultimate goal of the spiritual benefactor, because what he does is he creates business partnerships as well as friendships, both in one. And the whole point is to put the responsibility and money in people's hands, because if they're at the uh, the will of the banks, then the banks can move around interest rates, and they have the control over the money supply. The goal is to put everybody in a position where they are sovereign and where they grow in abundance. The book also talks about health and relationships. For example, you take men as opposed to women. Men are express love by giving cherishment. Women exchange respect for cherishment. In other words, they give respect after a man says nice things to them. Men have sensory stimulation through the eyes. Women need to hear things and hear pleasant music and hear sweet compliments in order to be happy. And the root of attraction for men is to see a woman who is beautiful and innocent. For women, they're interested in somebody who has power and desires to protect. So another thing is to create good cycles and good friendships and relationships in your entire life. Now, obviously, the book focuses on truth and how simple truth can be. I mean, we're talking about being effective, understanding contracts, and either accepting a contract or proposing a new contract, but not denying it, because denying it is considered a bad thing. You could offer another contract, and these are all ideas. You guys are gonna love this book. I mean, my friend Dylan worked hard on it, and he's creating the legacy. And so, yeah, the universe is. Remember that, because the biggest point that I can make and what I've taken out of the book is that truth is simple. Because all of this complicated stuff regarding politics, if you've seen Zeitgeist the movie, then you have a sense of what I'm saying in terms of, conflict arises when there's miscommunication, and 95% of the people, the general populace, uh, are uncertain as how to proceed, because they think maybe the Islam or the Middle Easterners don't like America, and then vice versa. And this is occurring around the world, where people are just full of worry, and are hurt by their own governments. Therefore, they need somebody to blame, and so they decide to blame the outer sources, and so this conflict is created by about 5% of the people. and the only way to overcome it is to put the responsibility in our own hands. I can tell you that I have been voting and gotten involved in politics, obviously, with the show SolarGuyJeff.com. The radio show it's becoming big. We've interviewed major politicians in Hawaii and scientists. For instance, last Saturday morning we had a scientist on who was talking about um, how he does volcanology and understands geothermal um, energy, and we were working on alternative ways to get energy, like the spiritual benefactor and Dylan suggests that perhaps we should use these other sources, like even nuclear energy, and using these algae plants that create gas, and they create the oil that we've been extracting from the earth, and it's not healthy. We we've got a lot to work on, and I think it's pretty positive that now that I've got this networking going, I can share something I'm thinking about. If you have something to share, I'd like you to post a comment and ask one question. I'll be able to answer one question or two during each episode. And my friend, uh, my friend Dylan asked me a question, obviously, how I personally am going to make money and support. And I realized that through some people in my life, I've seen that money is difficult, and it's like it you have to work hard and you have to suffer in order to achieve and be successful. And for me, success is much simpler. Like I stay at lots of my different friends' houses. I like to be uh, be closer to family. I talk to my grandma, and ultimately I'd like to overcome the monetary system and all these labels that say that, oh, we have to become, of a certain class, we have to of a certain education, and we have to be separated by houses and by territory, and we can't even all live together as one big family, and we can't even share this sense of understanding that there is really no difference between any of us. So, like I said, thanks for watching episode 4, focusing on the spiritualbenefactor.com, and check it out right now. The password is pay it forward. Pay it forward. That's all one word. You're going to love the book, and I'd like you to send Dylan a short email thanking him, because I'm very excited about this new piece that he's published. Okay, till next time. Aloha, guys. Masterofthejungle.com. Have a nice day.